Okay, welcome to Coaching, Caffeine, and Comedy, and I'm your host, Haley Kobza. Today we're going to start a series of episodes that go into the life of an assistant coach. To me, and I'm sure all head coaches would have to agree, a great assistant coach goes a long ways. So today we get the pleasure of meeting with our men's assistant baseball coach, Ford Ladd. How's it going, Ford?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Great. Okay, so we're going to do something a little fun for a warm-up. So I'm going to speak, and then you're going to fill in the blank. Pretty simple.
Yep.
So like if I say peanut butter and
Jelly.
Good work. Okay. You ready? Base.
Ball.
Nebraska is.
Isolated.
Oh my. Okay.
Great start.
I like to.
I like to cook.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I was a
weight room student assistant at some point.
Okay. Coach.
Ford.
Good. Pineapples are.
Okay.
I am a coach because.
I don't know what else I'd be doing.
I coach.
Baseball.
Go big.
Blue.
The weather is.
It's okay today. It's not bad. It's supposed to be better.
It's J.
Olsen.
Good. Coach Kobza is.
Great.
Oh, good. Thank you. MC.
C.
Coaching, caffeine, and.
Comedy.
Good job. Good job. Okay.
Easy.
I had another recording where somebody messed that up. So.
Oh.
Lo and
all
behold.
right. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. Good work. Okay. So thanks for joining us today. All right, Coach Ford. Give us a little bit of feedback about yourself. Where did you grow up?
Grew up in Colorado. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
Grew up in Colorado, Longmont, Colorado, outside of Boulder. Played baseball and golf in high school. Moved to New York. Went to school at NYU. Played baseball there for 4 years. Also was a student assistant in the weight room.
NYU? Sorry.
Yes. New York University.
Okay. And what division is that?
D3.
Okay.
United Athletic or United whatever, UAA, whatever's the conference is.
Okay.
Lived in the city for 4 years. Loved it there. Worked in Massachusetts for a summer. Worked in the city for a summer, and then moved to Georgia. Or COVID. So yeah, COVID shut down senior season. So COVID hit, senior season done. Move home, live at home for a while. Get a volunteer assistant job at Georgia Gwinnett College in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Was there for a year. Moved to Virginia for a summer. Worked in the Appalachian Baseball League there, and then came here to McCook, Nebraska.
Okay. So you grew up in Colorado. Do you have any siblings?
I have a younger sister, yes.
Oh, how much younger than you?
She is 21. Oh, no. She's...
Oh, my goodness.
This is a terribly embarrassing.
I hope she's listening
22.
to this.
She probably will be 22.
22.
22.
And I don't mean to ask you your age. You're young.
24.
24. So you guys, were you guys like close?
We've come closer.
Okay.
Put that
As
way,
you
yeah.
guys got older.
Yeah.
So you played baseball and golf in
Yep.
high school. What position did you play in baseball in high school?
Pitcher, first base.
Okay.
Same thing in college, yeah.
That's okay.
Lefty, yeah. Just
Gotcha.
kind of.
What's your like? Wait. Okay. So I'm just realizing this. I'm not a big baseball guru, but you're a pitcher. Most pitchers, when they're not pitching, they go to first base.
It kind of.
Because I feel like they do that in softball.
Yes. My sister was pitcher first base, or she is still pitcher first base, and it is a lot of left-handed pitchers will play first base or outfield, and then right-handed pitchers will play first, third, or outfield.
Look at me learning something new every day.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's just two of you. You went to NYU. What town is that in New York?
New York City.
Oh, so you were like in the big city.
Manhattan, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I lived in Lower East Village for 2 years. It was awesome. Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably why you said Nebraska is isolated.
Yeah, I've lived in very different places so far. Yeah.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah, moved around a bit.
And what town were you from again in Colorado?
Longmont.
And it's pretty big.
Yeah, I think it's 100,000 people or so. Like there's a couple big high schools. Yeah.
Okay, so you also said that you were you a GA?
I was.
You were A volunteer assistant.
Volunteer assistant.
And so what did you do there?
So I ran. So I was like my official title was director of player development or coordinator of research and development. So we had a bigger coaching staff. We had a couple assistants. And I mainly ran the tech, helped out with or at the tech. So like ball tracking technology, gets velos, exit velocities, spin rates, all that stuff. So I worked with that data. And then we had a couple other baseball technologies for practice side. And then I also helped out with some of the strength stuff and then just overall non-game player development.
Was that, just going back and reading through your bio, was that the college that ended up doing really well?
We won the national championship.
That's awesome.
Year,
and you were a part of that?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was very fun.
When you went, what did you go into college? Like, what was your degree?
So my first year of college, going to NYU, New York, was going to do Wall Street stuff, like finance, Wall Street stuff, and got there and just wasn't for me. So switched my concentration from finance to marketing and management because I'm going to work in baseball, kind of do more of the easier route than finance because finance is,
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's very strenuous and very cutthroat and not something that I really wanted to do. So went to more of the marketing management side and it was better fit for me.
So when you decided to do that, then you automatically knew that you wanted to stay in baseball?
Yes.
As long as you can?
Yeah.
So what would your ultimate dream job be?
I mean,
Which I know it's probably here at McCook, but if you got to pick anything to do, what would your ultimate dream job be?
Like ultimately, I'd like to work in professional baseball.
In doing what?
So it'd be kind of similar to my role. It'd be like a mix of pitching coach and my role at Georgia Gwinnett. So kind of baseball science, gay player development role in pro ball.
I feel like you're really more intelligent than what you're leading.
You're just very good at memorizing stuff. I swear.
Numbers and
memorize like math, memorizing. I'm good. I don't know. I'm good with numbers.
So what degree did you end up with?
Marketing, business. Major in
okay.
BA in business.
Okay,
I think.
gotcha. Yeah. Crazy. Okay, so and how did you end up getting to McCook?
So towards the end of the summer last year, I knew I needed to move on to a bigger role,
right?
One with paid job, more responsibility, and so I just started looking. Found McCook I was looking up baseball jobs on Google. Found McCook in the college baseball section and applied. I had a couple interviews with Coach Olsen, and then
the rest is history.
Yeah.
I find it really funny because for some reason I thought that you got this job from Twitter and I was talking to Coach Brandel in a podcast or episode, and it's so crazy how much men's sports are on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like
you need it.
It's absurd. Like it's not like that for volleyball. Like really? I can't go hashtag JUCO product for a volleyball player and she finds, but like
yeah, and it like
it's crazy.
Like even the like technical like player development side. There's so like my friends and I but we joked that like we learn most of the stuff from Twitter, like from other coaches posting stuff and from research posted, and it really is like an invaluable tool.
That's so crazy to me.
Yeah, it is. It's wild.
Who runs the MCC baseball Twitter account?
It's not me. I think it's
Olsen.
Yeah.
I
have access to it, but he runs it.
He mostly does all of it.
Yeah.
Here at McCook, do you do any of like the velocity and all like the technical stuff here?
Somewhat, yes. We do. Since I only have the guys for 2 years and they're in charge of their own career, I don't have like a set throwing program. A lot of the stuff they bring to McCook. We have multiple guys that have summer training programs, so we implement that in. They have their own schedule. I just try to
tweak it.
Yeah, help them out.
You just work with the pitchers.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other players, you don't.
They're all.
You don't even know their names.
Yeah. I do.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
But
for real, the baseball players, I'll be like, I'll be talking to a pitcher, and I'm like, hey, what about so and so? And they're like, who is that?
Yeah. Well, we don't have like a lot of resources, and there's only 2 coaches for the whole team. So I do have all the pitchers, and we have pretty much separate practice, separate lifting sessions, and then.
Well, I mean, I feel like after this episode, if all of the baseball players watch, that's gonna like up my views, like or listeners, like 60, because there's so many.
We'll get them on it. We'll get them listening. We'll get them listening. We'll get them listening.
I find baseball. It's a team sport, but it's so individual. It is.
It's an individual sport that you wear the same uniform pretty much.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. And I mean, it's so crazy. Like, I mean, your winning is based on every single person. Like,
it's a dumb sport.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a ridiculous. It's a ridiculous.
I mean, and I
joke about it all the time with players. Like, you do everything right and you lose.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And I do, for me, just watching it, do you feel like a lot of it is up to the pitcher?
Yeah.
I mean, it is
in game, besides like between innings when I can talk to them a little bit, just give it like a tip or two. It is all on them pretty much. Yeah.
So going back to when you played and saying that, like, how did you, because I feel like being a pitcher, the mindset, like, I feel like you have to have like, I have a lot of cuss words in my head right now. Like, that's kind of the mindset that I would have. Like, how did you have that?
Pitchers
don't give a shit attitude.
Are weird people usually, and I'm sure you can tell from interacting with them. Is it they're
agreed?
Yeah, it's a different. It takes a little different mindset and different, just like attitude towards, because like you do like it is an individual sport, but you do like pitchers need the 8 guys behind him and the catcher. Mm-hmm. So like. It is an individual sport. It is up to the like pitcher sets the tone. Pitcher really like set like they start like can't play without the pitcher, but they need everyone else. So it's I'm kind of stumbling over my words, but you do have to have a screw loose. Put it that way.
So when you played, like I'm a big mind person, and we've talked about this, like, and we'll get into that. So like before you were to throw, what did you say to yourself?
So something that I wish I did when I played.
And I'll have to take this back. I feel like the older you get, which you're not even old, but like me, the more mentally stable I feel like you are a little bit. I don't know, but okay, continue.
Well, you learn. You learn. It's like anything else. You just get better at it. But what I try to do with all my players is before each pitch, it's breathe. Because that like the biggest thing for me when I was playing was as soon as you breathe and you can focus on your breathing, everything else kind of goes away because you have that singular thought. Just deep breath in through your nose, slow release out through your mouth or nose.
Right.
So 1 breath to set them in, 1 kind of mechanical cue or something, 1 thought in their mind to get them set, and then execute the pitch. Yeah.
And so with pitching. Of course, you always have to have a catcher. Does a bad catcher make a?
You need a good catcher, and we have great catchers here, and they work incredibly hard to help our pitchers out.
And who are the catchers this year at MCC?
Caleb.
Just because you never know.
I really don't know how to pronounce. I've heard it.
Caleb.
Caleb.
I just.
Ugryn.
I know how to spell it.
Yeah, I can spell it. Yeah. But however you pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
Justin Chappell. And then Brett Cyprian are our catchers.
Okay. Yeah, because like when I watch not Brett, Chappell and they look a lot alike.
Identical. Yeah, it's very similar
from the backside.
Yeah, same frame.
Yeah,
similar mannerisms. Yeah,
crazy. I feel like I could learn so much more. I feel like when I'm the worst. I need to be better at supporting all the other sports here at McCook.
You do a good job.
I try. One, I have those 2 small children that are that's impossible.
Yeah, it makes it hard.
And then 2, I don't like bad weather.
Yeah, Nebraska's and it's cold until May.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were supposed to play yesterday. Right?
It was. And
it was like what 70-mile wind gusts.
Yeah, you see the Wendy's sign got ripped off.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's got to be a really nice day for me to go watch.
Yeah, we should. Sunday should be nice.
Yes, Sunday should be nice.
There we go.
The day of rest.
It's on. There's no rest in baseball.
There's no rest in baseball. Oh, that's funny. So, okay, you've worked for quite a few people because you've been a volunteer assistant. You worked for Coach Olsen. What, in the small amount of time that you've been coaching, like, what is something that you feel like you've taken away from a coach? And like, who was it and what was it?
The biggest thing would be from assistant coach at Georgia Gwinnett, assistant AD, assistant coach Kyle Norton, and it was you just got to take care of the people that take care of you, and that's truthfully like I do like with the catchers, like they help the pitchers out. I gotta take care of them because they help me out. I gotta help our pitchers out because they help me out.
Right.
You gotta take care of the people that take care of you.
Yeah, and I don't know. Coaching is just so crazy, and I feel like coaches, they portray themselves as coaches that they've worked with, or like, or got coached by.
Yeah, pick up on things. And, yeah.
And so, who do you think is like your biggest mentor with coaching?
Ooh. I don't know if it was a mentor, but my two best friends from college are both, one works in the Mariners system right now, and then the other one is assistant coach at Boston College. Okay. And they just kind of, they pushed me to, because they were year older than me, they took me under their wing in college. They're just, they really kind of motivate me, set the tone.
Were they both pitchers as well?
One was a pitcher, other one was second base.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So one has a screw loose and the other one's pretty.
Yeah. The one that had, the one that, he knows. Yeah.
He knows.
He knows. Yeah.
Wait, we've talked about this. Like pitchers they're just a little bit different.
Yeah. No, he knows he has a screw loose.
Okay. So in your spare time here at McCook, so you're the assistant baseball coach, but then you also have other duties. And so like,
yes.
what is the life of a McCook assistant coach? Like, what do you do with your day?
I am always around students. Yes. So I live in the assistant basketball coach, Dwight, and I live in the first floor of the dorms. We share a apartment in the first floor. I have all my meals in the cafeteria because we have a meal plan with the job, free housing with the job. So like it is a unique situation. But it is, they do take care of us. They do take care of us.
And you have a lot, for me, like you have a lot of spare time.
Yeah.
So what do you do in your spare time?
I read and play video games and watch sports.
You play video games?
Yeah.
I could not see that.
Yeah, it's.
What's your top video game?
So MLB The Show just came out, so I've been playing a lot of baseball video games.
Does Dwight also play?
He does play video games. Not baseball, but he'll play Call of Duty.
Do you drink coffee?
I do, yes.
Okay.
A lot.
So I just remember, I don't know if it was the softball girls or you're going to get like, you'll probably turn red. But they're like,
sure
we're like, I want to be with somebody like Coach Ford. He just sits there and he drinks his coffee and he reads his book every morning. And it's just so like, that's like the ultimate dream man. And Jesus. I'm like, that is so funny. It's so like, and that was like the first thing I ever heard of you. So every time I see that, I'm like, I just see Coach Ford reading a book and drinking his coffee there in the caf with all the students.
And when I work in the morning, I do have a cup of coffee.
So now think about that when you're doing that. All the
great.
girls are just like,
awesome.
That is our dream man, Coach Ford.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
So you do read a lot, and that's one of the reasons like why we talk quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because we like to read.
Yeah.
You read way more than I do.
I don't have two kids.
I'm like, it's impossible. What are you currently reading?
I'm reading Black Box Thinking by Matthew Syed, I think is how you Syed.
How many books have you read this year?
This is my 6th or 7th.
Okay. What's your favorite book that you've read at all? Like ever?
Ever? It was the movie off the book Dune came out, and I watched the movie. Loved the movie.
Dune?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's science fiction.
Okay.
And I read the book, and it's a long, long book, and it's a whole world that they have. It is. I don't know why, but it for whatever reason at the time I read it stuck with me. Yeah.
It's good. I'm gonna have to put Dune.
I'm not sure. I don't think you'll like it. Just
no,
yeah,
not my thing.
No, not. Okay. I would just from
what
the little I know you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I may want to skip it.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the honest advice.
Save you a lot of time.
So you read, you play video games, and you also, I just found this out about you because I was asking some of the players some questions to ask you, that you also blog.
I just started, yes.
And the girls, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it, what's it on? What's it based? Where's it?
It's
where
about,
can
I don't know the name. I am a horrible writer and really bad with like speaking in English and getting my thoughts out. So I started it to force myself to write and to kind of become more succinct, especially just moving forward. I just need to communicate better, and especially like text and email a lot.
Yeah.
So I need to just be better at written communication, which
the only way you get better is to do it.
yeah, force myself, like sit down, like set 20, 30 minutes and like think of ideas and write and edit and whatnot.
So what's your blog? Like, what are you basing it on?
It's just baseball stuff.
Just baseball stuff.
Yeah. Coaching. Yeah. Coaching, baseball. Yeah.
All that fun stuff. Oh, I got to check this out. I think there is a softball player that says she also has a blog. She's like, well, I'll read Coach Fort's and then he reads mine. So she's a really cool kid.
She's Cassie's best.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's best.
So you work for the head coach for the baseball team is Coach Olsen, also my boss. So say only nice things about him. What's it like working with Coach Olsen?
It's great.
I feel opposites attract to me. Like I feel like you guys are complete, like looking outside in.
We're very similar coaching styles and coaching strategies. We're very different people.
Okay.
Just where we are in our lives and where we grew up and but yeah, though, like we like in game agree with situation scenarios, decisions. Coaching styles pretty similar. More hands off, let the players work, let the players play, kind of just set the practice plan and let them go.
And he lets you do your own thing.
Yes,
which is great. Like that's the only way that I feel like assistants grow is if they get that open range.
It is. He took a major chance hiring me. Like it'd be first year pitching coach, full responsibility over 18, 20 guys, and just like run with it. And I'm very fortunate for the opportunity.
Yeah, because I know like you get to do your own thing in the weight room, everything.
Practice plan, everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he just hears the pitchers.
Yeah.
Make sure they're ready for the game. Yeah.
When it comes to a game, do you pick who's pitching or does he?
It is.
Or is that like you guys talk about it and figure it out?
We discuss and like I said, usually we have the same opinion on the situation.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So during a game, and a pitcher's not doing well, how does that go? Is that like on him or on you? Like, can you see it before he does?
Usually the pitcher knows before. Sometimes they don't know why, but they know what's happening. So most of the time it's just trying to find a fix for what's happening, change their mindset. A lot of times when a guy's not doing well, you just need to, especially if they're pitching another inning, you just got to get them ready for the next inning. So review what happened and then switch their mindset onto the next hitter that they're facing.
And how do you do that? I mean, I feel like pitching is like
largely depends on the person,
right?
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
You gotta know.
Yeah, I can't.
What each
our
person.
Max from Australia, our sophomore, I can't treat him the same as Mikey, our freshman from Colorado.
Yeah,
or Eddie from Puerto Rico and Alex from Puerto Rico. You know, I have a huge diverse team. I can't.
Yeah, you have to coach everybody.
Yeah, they're not gonna. We got to put them in a situation to be successful, and I can't do that if I treat them all the same, right?
Yeah, touche. That's good. I mean, I agree as well. Like, I don't feel like coaches, you're not going to get the most out of your team if you don't know each one of your players and like how to coach them.
Yeah, at least
I mean, you coach a team, but you coach individuals.
Yeah.
Especially with baseball. Like,
yeah. No, that's, especially like pitchers, it's one guy throws at a time.
You're pretty young, as we talked about. And we've talked about this before. So like some of the players that you coach could be like best friends with you.
Yeah.
Because you guys are all pretty much the same age. How is that? Like, do you see any, is it fine because you're the coach, you do hold that title, or?
It's, setting like boundaries is
right.
Definitely the main, like, especially living in the dorm. It's like, once I'm in my room, like, leave me alone type deal. So, once that's kind of set, and I am more of a introvert and I like to be alone. So that does. It does help, especially here, not having, McCook is a smaller town, so having kind of my space is very important.
What do you do in your spare time at McCook if you're not in the dorms?
That's a good question.
Nothing?
Not a whole lot, really.
Yeah. Do you work out, exercise?
Yeah, exercise, work out. Okay. Once the weather gets nice, probably golf a little bit, but
I was actually going to ask you that if you still golf.
I do, not as often. In the summer, it's easy because we have night games every day. So like I go golf in the morning a little bit and then go to work.
Does Olsen ever go with you? Doesn't Olsen
we
golf?
haven't. He does. We haven't been out yet.
You guys need to make that happen.
We do. We really do. Once it gets nicer out.
If I was better at golf, I'd invite myself.
Well, you can come hang out.
I'm not that good.
You can come hang out.
It's really fun.
It's very fun.
It's really
especially
fun.
like get outside.
I think it's such a mental sport.
Yeah.
And I just get so angry. And then I throw all the mechanics out the window. I'm shutting my eyes. I'm just like swinging for the moon, and I get pissed. And then I'm like, the coach inside of me, I'm like, stop. Like, what are you doing? But,
it is funny when you catch yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the older I get, I'm like, what? Stop doing this.
Yeah, it's like if one of my players was acting like this, I would be
pissed.
very frustrated.
Yeah, and here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am. Oh, this is great. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I have no idea.
No idea. You're just like living it.
Pretty much. I was talking to my parents about it. Pretty much living like year to year.
I like it.
Yeah.
And you can do that.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah,
this is the time.
And that's kind of.
This is the time.
Do it while I can, and then we'll see.
Yeah, go from there.
Yeah.
So you don't have to say a particular player or anything, but is there a player here that makes you want to be a better coach?
Yeah. I think there's always one out of a group that usually challenges you.
Mm-hmm. And what is it that person is doing that's like? And I'm only asking for this year because I feel like this is your first time that you are working with individuals.
This year, especially with, because it is a different group than I've coached, being junior college kids. I think the biggest thing is not teaching them the game, but just making sure we take care of the small things first, like so we can move on to more advanced things in the game. Right. Just because, like the summer league I coach in, it's a lot of like D1 guys that played high level high school, and then here it's a lot of high school kids. A lot of international kids don't really know what level they've been up to. So the biggest thing is really just kind of getting everyone up to speed so we can kind of move on.
Right. Do you feel he's the most comical? Actually, I'm going to take this back. He's the most comical athlete that you guys have on the baseball team. Like somebody that every day is just like, what is he doing?
Oh, there's so many. They all do different things too.
Yeah. Like
it's really like Jordan Michelik is hysterical, but I don't think everyone really understands his humor.
Is it pretty dry?
It's very dry, but he's very funny, and I don't think he quite gets the appreciation he should.
Oh my goodness. What is Jordan? What is he a pitcher?
Yes.
Okay.
Moose.
Oh, okay.
Walker.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know them by their
Moose.
main names. Moose. Okay. No. I think Elijah Munoz. He's
funny.
You guys had a game here, and I was just leaving work, and Elijah was like decked out in his uniform, Windexing his car. And I was like, what am I seeing here? Like, is this his like clear the brain? Like,
who knows? I didn't know that. That's very funny.
Yeah, I texted the volleyball girls. I'm like, did I just see what I thought I saw?
Just getting ready.
Just getting ready. So getting his car ready to drive over there.
That's awesome.
Is there a player here that you could, if you were playing, who would be your best friend? Or not your best friend. Like, who would be somebody that you would hang out with?
Max Morakovich and I would get along.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It's the flowy hair.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. We have a lot of the same attitude towards life.
Yeah. Max he's good.
Yeah.
He's good. Where's he going?
He's going to Louisiana Monroe.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he's from Australia.
He is. Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
I'm excited for him.
That's pretty cool. Also known as Sunshine.
Sunshine, yes.
Yeah. Do you call him that?
No, I don't.
You do not.
Just Max or Maxie.
Yeah. He's good.
Yes.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Is he a coach, or do you have to like coach him as much as you have to coach other players?
No, but it's for him because he only started pitching a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. It's mainly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah. So he's a
natural talent.
That's crazy. He's very, very. So a lot of it is just more game situation, mental, because he has very, very good like skills and baseball skills, and it's just getting him more prepared for the next level mentally.
Crazy. Okay. Another thought. So baseball, you guys for pitchers. You guys have to use a lot of mechanics. I mean, it's not just, it's a lot
Yes.
with your body.
It can't, you can complicate it, yes.
Yeah. And like, I feel like baseball is like the most, what they call the sports that we see here at McCook. Like they have the most injuries by far.
Yeah.
And for me, I want, like for volleyball, we also use a lot of mechanics, which we do have a good warm up and everything like that. With baseball, do you have to preach continually? Like you have to do stuff on your own, or does it pretty much?
A lot of it is because the throwing program's so individualized. We don't have a whole lot of like group drills. They just kind of, we show up, warm up, and then you go through whatever you need to get done for the day. So a lot of the work is just me kind of hovering around, checking in on guys, seeing how they're doing. If I see something, going, talking to that guy about what we need to work on. And then the mechanical stuff, simplifying it as much as you can. Because when you get like, a lot of young athletes struggle with body control and like fine mechanical movements, especially at the JUCO level, because they tend to be more physically underdeveloped than the high level, like Power 5 athlete.
Right.
Like there's obviously a difference. So making sure the cues that I'm giving them are simple and they understand it, and the reason behind it, like the why is the biggest. As long as they know why they're doing something, it helps the process along.
So do they have to I mean, I've watched a lot of slow videos of pitching. It's like disturbing what the body can do.
Yeah, it's a very high risk movement.
Yeah. Like, so I'm just like, do they have to do like extra stuff?
So it is a lot of like warm up. It's a long, like the actual pitching that we do is maybe once or twice a week, just because of the stress on your arm. So it is a lot of warm up. It is a lot of like arm care routine, rehab stuff, just making sure guys get their stuff done. And that's kind of what I talked about earlier, is just take care of that stuff so you can throw, so that we can pitch, so that we can get better.
Exactly.
Like you have to take care of your stuff.
Yeah. Pitching, it's just very
monotonous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good word.
Yeah.
Good words.
Yeah.
Look at you. You know how to speak.
Getting better.
You're getting good.
Trying.
What is something that you're gonna like when you leave McCook? Because I feel like assistant coaching, it is. I was talking to a player of mine. They're like, "What's the longest time you've ever had an assistant coach?" I said 2 years, and they're like, "Oh my goodness!" But assistant coaching, I feel like it's a stepping stone, unless like you end up finding a way to make it work and you really enjoy it in the location. So this is probably just a stepping stone for you, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you're going to take away from Coach Olsen, and what you've learned from him and like McCook Community College?
So from Coach Olsen, it's just the work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's unbelievable how many hours, because he teaches, he's the AD and head baseball coach. So he drives the bus to games. It is unbelievable how much he works. And like, I can't even try to match it. And it is very admirable. So his work ethic is something I just strive to match every day.
Agreed. Is there anything, I'm acting like you're leaving, but you're not leaving.
Yeah.
What are you going to miss most about the college?
I think honestly, the diversity, like
Mm-hmm.
the amount of kids that you just deal with day to day is unique, and I'm trying to think of the right word. I don't have another word for it. It's unique, and it is like 3 people walk by the front desk when I'm working at the morning, and there'll be one of your players from Brazil, one of my pitchers from Australia, and then a basketball player from the Virgin Islands.
Right.
It's like that. Where are you going to get that in Nebraska?
I think like the dorm life, when I was in college, I was like, I don't want to live in the dorms, and I don't know if you were the same way, but then now like looking back, and it's those people that end up working in the dorms, like, and they were there because there were another coach. And like, those are the people, like they were responsible for all of us. I felt like, and I know like when I went to college, the mom, it was a husband and wife that lived in the dorms.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was like our mom and our dad. And now we're like, we still keep in touch.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he's a head coach, and it's just so crazy. And like, I remember like seeing his babies. And so like someday one person's going to be like, oh, I just remember Coach Ford drinking his coffee, reading his book.
Yeah.
But it is, I think I think when you guys work in the dorms, you mean more to them than what you probably think.
Yeah, it's a unique situation that
for sure.
Really it's unique.
Yeah. And I also like the fact when you have a lot of spare time.
Yeah.
You're always trying to better yourself.
Try to.
Yeah.
Try to.
I mean, I when I read, I like break it down. And I don't know how you are. Like when you read a good book.
Well, so it depends. So I mix around the reading a bit just
Same.
to keep it fresh. Like the book I'm reading now, I've taken some notes on because it is more of a analytical kind of mindset book. Mm-hmm. So I have taken notes on that, but like Dune, I didn't take notes.
Right.
Like, I don't need just doing it for enjoyment.
Yeah. Yeah. I like reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think. Do you have any other questions? Do you have questions for me?
Ooh.
Super off topic, but.
If there was one thing about McCook that you could change, what would it be?
Good question.
Money, not like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that was exactly where my first mind went to.
Like besides getting elite facilities.
I think it would. We have phenomenal facilities.
We do. Yes, I didn't.
No. But here's what if I could change anything about McCook, it would be one. We have phenomenal facilities. Volleyball does.
Yeah.
You guys have great facilities. I would love it to be the same across the board. Even because for me, I love McCook. I love my college. I love everybody I work with, and I have great facilities. I'm not saying you don't have great facilities, but I wish you guys had your own facilities.
Yeah, there was more of a centralized athletic complex.
zone, where you could.
That would be cool. Yeah.
I mean, I think that would be awesome.
That would be,
and I'd probably come to more games. Maybe I don't. It matters the weather. It's all about the weather.
It's the weather.
But I think it would. I don't know. It's different. Like you guys. I don't even know how like you said, Coach Olsen does a lot, but the fields that you guys use are with the community.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Like that we have
that
resource.
It is, yeah.
But it would be really awesome if you guys also had your own fields. And I think, I don't know. I think that would be one thing I changed. So it was equal across the board. I don't know. I feel it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's good.
You seem very happy here, and I mean,
I'll be
like
here
you're
for
gonna be
a
here
while.
a while. Yeah. So I mean, I
I
assumed there wasn't.
It'll probably me and Olsen for ever and ever until he retires before me. I hope he's listening to this. Yeah, good question though. Okay, so to finish up, I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
Okay.
So, what is your favorite caffeinated beverage of choice?
Coffee.
Just plain?
Black coffee.
Just straight black coffee.
Straight black coffee.
Interesting. Any flavor?
No. So my dad had a rule when I was growing up that I couldn't drink coffee unless it was black. So started drinking black coffee and just kind of stuck. Yeah.
Look at that. When did you start drinking coffee?
It was later in high school.
Okay.
Probably junior, senior year of high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. You're like a grown adult. I feel like coffee drinkers are.
Yeah.
Only because I just started drinking coffee here 6 months ago. It's been a struggle.
It's more of an adult
beverage.
Probably. Yeah.
For sure. Do you ever go
man beverage?
An old man beverage. Do you ever go to Jolton Joe's?
I do not.
You do not?
I've been a couple times.
Okay. When you go, what have you got?
Black coffee.
Plain old black coffee.
I'm not a big fan of I'm not a big sweets guy unless I'm in the mood for it. Obviously.
Even food?
Well, yeah, I enjoy desserts, but
okay.
If I get a snack, it's probably not going to be a sweeter snack.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's like my death. Sweet foods. Okay, so if you could pick any person in the world that's listening to this podcast and you could give them a shout out, who would it be and what would you say?
Besides my mom.
Exactly. Anybody.
It'd be Kyle Norton, the Georgia Gwinnett assistant coach.
Okay.
He took care of. I've never seen anyone care for the assistants like he did, and he took us under his wing. He's from the area. He went to Georgia Gwinnett, so he's kind of just brought in the new guys. Like, this is how we kind of do things, and I love him to death.
That's awesome. It's one person. All it takes is one person.
It really does. Changes a lot. Yeah.
So I agree. Okay, we already talked about your book that you're currently reading. What are you currently watching?
Ooh. I'm trying to think. Oh, so Moon Knight, the new Marvel show on Disney.
Oh, okay.
It's very good.
Wait, so do you watch all the Marvel shows?
Yeah, I do. I have.
Do you know like they go in a certain order?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
I could see that you would know that.
Yeah.
See, when I got into the Marvel thing, I just kind of like went swoo, and then I was talking about it with a coworker, and he's like, "You're watching them out of order," and I'm like, then I was so confused.
Yeah. No, there's so much. Marvel
because
stuff.
they're so linked.
So yeah,
Who's your favorite Marvel character?
It's probably the Moon Knight, the new show. It's I can't remember the actor's name now, but I can't remember what else. He's a good actor, and it's a really interesting character.
Did you watch Green Arrow?
No, I haven't.
You need to watch that one.
Okay.
It's good.
Add to the list.
Yeah. It's good. Okay, what's your biggest social media platform?
Ooh, I probably use Twitter the most often, just because it's mainly just baseball stuff.
I could see you're young. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a Facebook account even?
I had one. I deleted it.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I didn't use it.
That's so crazy. What's your favorite podcast?
Ooh. Favorite podcast. Like favorite baseball podcast is probably Effectively Wild. It's a analytics website. They mainly do it's funny baseball stuff. So
Okay.
like dumb hypotheticals, more like funny stat stuff. And then there's a bunch of like dumb comedy podcasts I listen to that I really like. Yeah. Nothing I really like. Not that they're inappropriate, but
Right. Don't need people
knowing that I listen to them.
What's your favorite baseball movie?
Not a big sports movie guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't really ever been a big movie guy until my roommate and friends in college watched a lot of movies, so I just kind of hopped in with them. Mm-hmm. And doesn't.
Not your thing.
Yeah, sports movies are not my thing.
That's crazy. Okay. Yeah. What? Oh, well, I just had a question that I just thought of. Funniest memory that you've had at McCook Community College?
Ooh, there's just been a bunch of just funny, like showing up to. We had a game at Norfolk. Showed up to the field. Bad weather. Field wasn't playable. So we drove 4 hours to Norfolk, got there, couldn't play.
How did I miss this?
Drove to Wayne State, 30 minutes further,
Uh-huh.
played a game, and then drove 4.5 hours home. So it's just a lot of like smaller school. It happened at Gwinnett too. A lot of just smaller school stuff that's like, how we
does this
here?
happen?
It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I literally thought about this because you guys just had another game change this week.
Mm-hmm.
I could not do that.
Oh yeah, it's
I-
very day to day, especially going like with the weather, like whether we're going to be inside or outside for practice. Like it is
No freaking way.
a lot of just day to day.
That would mess with my anxiety level. Would be
it's taken some adjusting to.
Yeah. So like if I ever I'm like, oh, maybe Olsen's having a bad day. I'm like, ooh, well, what's the weather like today?
Yeah,
there's so much changing.
Yeah. And during our practice yesterday, we were inside, so we had like the table in front of us while they were working in the cage, and he was looking up schools to try to find a replacement game during practice. It's just like
so crazy.
It's wild.
So crazy. Well, awesome. Well, thank you for coming today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It was fun.
Yeah, we'll have to have you on here again.
Sure.
You're so smart. I feel like there's way more in there than what you're telling me.
There's not.
Yeah.
Pretty open book.
Well, yeah. But you're way smarter than you're a numbers person.
I'm just good with numbers. I'm bad with words. Good with numbers, bad with
you're
letters.
good with words.
I'm getting there. I'm trying.
Well, now I'm going to have to check out your blog.
Sure.
But yeah, well, thanks for coming and listening. Enjoyed having you. And again, thank you for listening to Coaching, Caffeine, and Comedy. And I'm your host, Haley Copsa.